The anime industry might soon be collapsing. Y'all, before we continue with this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more anime content. Now, let's get on with the video. If you're an avid anime watcher like me, you might be thinking something along the lines of, wow, this guy must be stupid. The anime industry is booming and more mainstream than ever before. While this is technically true, the anime industry does have some big issues that might eventually lead to its downfall. So now you might be wondering something along the lines of, just how bad could these problems really be? I mean, the anime industry is worth over $24 billion today and should be worth over $50 billion by 2030, right? Well, I'm very glad you asked, my friend. And to put it simply, the working conditions for a lot of anime producers are complete and utter garbage. If you don't know, the process to animate in 2D is a lot harder than you might be expecting. In order to produce a scene, animators have to hand draw, frame by frame, with slight modifications in order to create a sequence that can then be turned to an animation. Now, if you consider that animators have to make about 24 frames for every 1 second of animation, right away you can notice how much time and energy it must take to produce one scene, let alone produce an entire anime. And while you might be thinking something along the lines of, well, Oz, that must mean that they get paid a lot for their work, right? For the amount of hours they put in and the amount of energy, right? And while I wish I could say they earned a lot of money for doing work that brings joy to so many people and is extremely intensive and hard to do, well, that just isn't the case. What I came across while researching for this video is that the top animators, well, they make an average between $1,400 and $3,800 a month, and some other animators make as low as $200 a month. And while I wish I had a good solution for this problem, the only thing that we can do as anime watchers is get together in the hopes of advocating for better working conditions for these people and better pay. But from where they stand, there's really not much they can do, because most of these animators are actually freelancers that, well, they don't want the working conditions they're under. They're out of luck because someone excited and young to work with anime will take their position. So their hands are tied behind their back. And while there isn't much we can do other than advocate for these hardworking animators, there is one development in the industry that has actually been contributing to lessening the workload for these animators. Although in most cases this development is very controversial, CGI is actually becoming quite a big part of animation and is rapidly improving, and it makes it way easier for animators to make anime. Because in the past they would have to draw not only the main characters but the background and create a whole scene. Now they can use CGI in the background to create moving settings, and it doesn't fall under the people who draw to do this. And really big anime such as Chainsaw Man have been doing this in a way that is like actually amazing. The next biggest issue that I found with the anime industry actually comes with some of the people that we might recognize the most: voice actors. While I would say that the issue with voice actors isn't as bad in Japan as it is in other areas of the world, voice actors for dubs, they get the short end of the stick a lot of the times. If you haven't heard about the controversy surrounding Jujutsu Kaisen 0 yet, let me tell you, this one is pretty bad. If you didn't know, Jujutsu Kaisen 0 made over $30 million in the box office in the US alone. And if your thinking is anything like mine, you would probably expect the voice actors who dubbed this anime to have made, what, a decent chunk of money? Well, that was my thought process too, right? Except for the voice actor for Rika, well, she made only $150 for her role in the movie. And while one might think that this problem is one that only happened in Jujutsu Kaisen and must not happen with pretty much any other shows, well, let me tell you, this is completely wrong. As you see, the lead dub for Mob Psycho? Well, he tried advocating for better rights for the voice actors in Mob Psycho as well as other anime, and what happened to him was that he was fired, and he even offered to dub his part for free. And even like that, Crunchyroll and Sony decided not to take him on his offer. And you see, this problem doesn't arise from a lack of negotiation. Like I told you, there were people that tried to negotiate. The biggest problems are that, well, for one, it's hard to find unions for the workers that are dubbing animes, and for two, well, their contracts don't include anything about if a certain movie or anime or show makes a certain amount of money. To put it simply, what their contract says in the beginning is all they're gonna get, even if the movie or show completely blows up, which would partly be because of them. And while there are streaming services and studios that have been working to make conditions better for a lot of these workers, such as Netflix, well, it's still not a common practice between anime producers. But yeah, this video was not supposed to make you resent anime or stop watching it. I mean, I love it so much, and I just wanted to raise some awareness about some of the downfalls that the industry I love so much has. So for all intents and purposes, don't stop watching anime. I mean, try to support it even more. Even advocate for some of these people that have been working so hard to put a smile on your face, you know? Yeah. Hope you have a good day.